Hello, my free and powerful friend. Welcome back to our Sober October live stream series. It's day 9, it's hump day. How many people would typically be going out and getting a few drinks in them tonight for celebrating the middle of the week? Wednesday used to be ladies' night out for me, and the debauchery and my Thursday mornings, Thursdays were rough for me. No more. And maybe this will be, one of the first, last week, obviously, but one of the first, extended periods where you have Wednesdays free from all of the chaos and kind of spending your time creatively, trying new things. So today we're talking about emotions, suppressed emotions, how alcohol acts as a numbing agent. And so when we take away alcohol, what we're likely experiencing, you may have noticed that you're a little bit more volatile, maybe a little bit more irritated. Maybe you've got just some like short temper outbursts going on. Maybe you're really sad. I know that there in the very beginning, there were highlights of my day where it was really like, oh, it was such an epiphany that I just learned this thing. So that was energizing. But sometimes, like throughout the rest of the day, I was just so tired and sad. And it was like all of these things were coming to the surface that I had been suppressing. And, that's what I was using alcohol for. So it made sense that when alcohol was removed, these things wanted to come to the surface and these things needed to be handled, needed to be acknowledged. And this is where today we're going to actually get a little bit into like the psychology speak of emotions and the functionality of alcohol. I'm professionally trained in the psychotherapy modality compassionate inquiry under Dr. Gabor Mate and Sat Dharam. If you've never looked into Dr. Gabor Mate's methodologies and concepts and his process of compassionate inquiry, which we're going to talk a little bit about today, I encourage you, YouTube Dr. Gabor Mate, look up his books, get his books on Amazon. But what you're going to be experiencing right now is a little bit of these emotions coming to the surface, right? And in that, the important thing is that we're not judging these emotions, because the judgment of these emotions is what caused us to need alcohol. We didn't want to feel angry. We didn't want to feel sad. We were feeling ashamed about the stress that we were carrying. We just wanted to escape all of that, right? So these emotions continued to stack up within us, or kind of hop in our suitcase, hop in our luggage, and we're carrying it around and it's getting heavier and heavier, but we're using alcohol to escape that. Those things, they need to be acknowledged in order to relax and in order to come to the surface and be welcomed without judgment. So you have to be like, okay, I'm angry. Got it. Cool. Thank you, anger, for letting me know that you're there. Thank you, anger, for letting me know that like this is something that I need to pay attention to. Thank you, sadness, for letting me know that I need to change something about my life. All of these negative emotions that are coming up, they're really there at some point to help protect you, to help, guide you in your life. And then we just didn't know how to process them in the moment. So again, carrying them around. So, ooh, let's get them out. One of the main ways, you guys have probably heard these things before, but one of the main ways, I cannot overemphasize the validity and the just the impact, the positive impact that expressing your emotions through physical outbursts, intense workouts, movement, that is the name of the game. That is a literal expression of energy. Our emotions are energy. They're just energy frequencies all up in us, and we need to let them come to the surface. So in doing that, we can do that with explosive push-ups. We can do burpees. We can do punching bags. This is like obviously talked about, right? In psychocybernetics, way back in 1960, Dr. Maxwell Maltz talked about this, how you can do really explosive exercises to outcharge that energy. You can even move heavy furniture, move things around your house. That gets out anxiety and frustration, and how our bodies are just channeling this energy. So you got to move it. Have you ever noticed how good it feels to lay on the couch when you first get there, and then you've been laying on the couch for like 5 hours and you're just squirmy. You got to get things out. It's because your body is taking in energy and it needs to express that energy. And a part of that is your emotional spectrum. So all of the happiness that you want to express, you need to get comfortable expressing that. You need to practice that. Use your words, be brave, be courageous. And then the anger, the frustration that you have, the sadness, check in with yourself. Am I actually angry, sad, frustrated by something that's going on right now in my present moment? Is that really what's happening to me? Or am I handling an emotion from the past that I've just suppressed? To which I will say, thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here for me. You can rest now. I'm handling things. I'm present. I'm here. I've got this. I'm going to go do some push-ups. I'm going to go work my body. I'm going to go do jump squats. I'm going to go do reverse lunges. I'm going to go do these plyometric exercises, maybe do jump rope, jump on a trampoline, include a little bit nostalgic fun there. Maybe a little jumper, but like maybe a really big jumpaline. Trampoline, or like a trampoline park. So I think those are really great, healthy ways to exercise your emotions. And exercise is a prevention for anxiety, but I think it's also a treatment and cure for anxiety, because it involves actually expressing that energy, not suppressing, which is a quality of anxiety. So here's the thing, though, before we get to the second exercise, the second daily strategy for releasing suppressed emotions. I know that you've heard these things. I know that you've heard to exercise to get emotions out. I know that you've heard that exercise is good for mental health and emotional regulation. I know that you've probably heard that before. But have you actually tried it long enough? Have you actually done it, or have you just thought about it and then figured out the cons of the scenario and how much easier alcohol was to use instead of something like exercise, which has maybe a little bit more of a prolonged reward rather than short-term satisfaction? Have you actually done it consistently in your life as a stress management system, as a happiness system, as a reward system? People ask me all the time, why do you train? Like, I do not mean to sound egotistical here or anything. I've just been using fitness for my mental health for so long that at the gym, people will come up to me and say, what show are you training for? Are you competing in a bodybuilding series? What are you doing right now? What are you training for? And my response, I'm actually really quirky and awkward about it. I'm like, I just love the sport of bodybuilding because it helps my mind feel good. Reaching my next level, hitting my next progression. Literally every workout, I have a goal of progressing. And it's usually in some really strong babe way, like extra weight, extra reps, like something that's really getting my negative emotions out. It's that outlet for that. It's that goal orientation that which I've built a very muscular build. And it's because I look at exercise as a way to regulate my emotions and keep myself in a happy place. If I don't exercise, and it's not always the gym, sometimes it's a sauna, sometimes it's just a walk, sometimes it's a HIIT workout, sometimes it's just like drop in and doing 100 push-ups, like whatever it is for the day, I have my goal. And if I hit that, then I feel like nothing could go wrong. Like any challenge feels like a molehill compared to the mountain because I've already put my body through physical stress. I've won my challenge. And so my brain says, you can win any challenge. You've got this. You're not carrying around that frustration, that anger. We got that out of our body. Now we can tackle anything with grace and ease. So that's why physicality is so important. And again, I know that you've heard this before, but this is like real shit if you try it. I want everybody to try a workout program with a very credible trainer. Raising my hand as a volunteer right now. Hire a personal trainer, get on a systemized program, something that is customized to your goals. You deserve that. Like, invest in yourself. Is one of the best ways to communicate to your mind that you're changing your identity, is by investing in something that's completely opposite of your old identity. Like, get a personal trainer and follow a fitness program, and your mind will change because you have an outlet for those negative emotions. You're not suppressing those anymore. But now your mind is also drawn to your goals, and you're seeing them happen. You're seeing them come to fruition. And look at exercise as mental health, even more so than physical health. Do that before you ever go to a therapist and ask for a prescription. Do that first. Do that for 6, 8 weeks, 10 weeks with a positive perspective. Maybe you might have to try different coaches, different programs, trial and error there a little bit at the beginning. I would love to help you. I'd love to be one. But do that before you go try to get on medication. Next up, number 2. Second daily practice is the thought audit, especially in the beginning, especially now in October. If you extend this out to November or December, this is going to be really, really important for that self-awareness like we talked about yesterday. You need to do thought audits. You need to become aware of the things that you're thinking about that you are just entertaining because they're so normalized. Your thoughts are so normalized. You become so familiar with them that you can't really put a finger on them. You can't really see when you're in them, and they're just like going through the repetitive spin, the narrative. You can't really put a finger on the things that you think about until you start to really have that magnifying glass over your thoughts. And then you become aware of all the times that you tell yourself, I could never, I can't do that, I hate that, I don't like that. And you realize that you're thinking about everything that you don't like. And remember, we become what we think about all day long. We are always thinking about what we don't like. We're magnetizing ourselves to that. And that is actually what grows in our lives. And expands in our lives. So become aware of what you're thinking about that you don't want, and then change those thoughts and explore your mind. What is it that I do want then? And that sounds simple, but I guarantee if you sit down with pen and paper and you're like, what do I want? If I say I don't want to be lazy, what does that mean that I want? I want to be active. I want to be energized. I want to have hobbies. Like, it's not as automatic as the laundry list we have of what we don't want, right? We really got to focus because we've thought so long about what we don't want. Thought audit. We talked about that yesterday. That's number 2. Journal. You don't have to use that form from the Sober Curious Handbook. You can just jot this down. Notebook paper, vertical line down the center, left-hand column, write out the negative statements, the thoughts that you're observing. Right-hand column, write out the polar opposite, the positive. Nothing referring to an issue, a problem. It's what's going to solve that. What type of thought process would solve that problem? So if it's, I can't have fun without alcohol, if you notice that's the thought that's always that you're always ruminating on, then your polarizing statement would be, I am absolutely fun when I'm clear-headed and in control. I am a fun person. I am the fun. I bring the fun. I am gregarious. I am magnetic. I am contagiously positive, infectiously positive, things like that. So create these power statements. Might sound lame, but it's pretty lame to talk shit to yourself all day long too. Okay, so number 3, expressing versus venting. So this could have a whole lesson within it. Maybe this will be part 2 next week. Expressing versus venting. You know, I think we're all conditioned to vent and that it's a very healthy thing, but there's healthy venting, which is called expressing, noting the feeling, not just validating the story. And then there's venting, which is all about validating the story, which means that you feel empowered in your decision to be angry or offended. So venting is usually gossiping, kind of like going back and forth with your coworker, and they say they did what? And you're like, yeah, I can't believe it. And so your energy is kind of building in frustration, and you're like getting it off your chest. but at the same time, you're actually just getting yourself more enmeshed with that frequency, with that vibe of negativity, of anger, of frustration. You are just working yourself up into a tizzy. Whereas expressing is saying, hey, it was really weird. I just felt really sad when my boss came up to me today and told me that I needed to redo my project, my proposal. That was really, kind of a punch in the gut. I felt really sad because I worked really hard on this. But I guess, I'll have another shot. I'm just going to, go home and work on it and kind of get my thoughts together. And thanks for listening. That's expressing. You're not validating the story. You're not blaming anybody else. You're looking at what your emotions are and what your piece of the puzzle is, how you played a role in it, and what you can do better and what you can take away from it. Because in everything, it might feel great to vent, but is venting going to get you a better result? Are you going to fix the problem through venting? No, but through expressing, you typically come across a solution. You typically find the way forward, the way to persist. And again, you're expressed those feelings, you talked about them, so you're not going to be suppressing them and burying them around, putting them in your luggage to carry with you even longer. So these are some of the daily practices. I think that it's really important to pay attention to these aspects of your life. Even if you put like a journal, a calendar, your planner, put 3 blocks and have little areas to check mark each day. My exercise, my mental health exercise, not just like for getting skinny or things like that, like your mental health exercise. Exercise is prevention for anxiety. It is cure for depression. We are a huge like pharmacy of happy hormones, and we can elicit that. We can recruit those through exercise, especially intense plyometrics, explosive pushing, lots of like aggressive movements that really triggers the muscles to release that happy hormone reaction. So next up, thought audit. We talked about that yesterday. And then third, expressing your emotions versus venting. Validate the emotions. Say, I see my sadness. I was sad. I interpreted this happening, and that's probably not what's happening, but I just need to, be easy on myself, but then do better. Have that conversation with yourself and do that instead of validating this story. He said, she said, they did this. You wouldn't believe what they said. And, the things that usually cause us to get more roused up in that vibe, in that frequency. We don't want to be there. We want to solve the problem. We don't want that thing to take over our life. We don't want that thing to consume us, to take our power for the entire day. But if we continue to talk about it and continue to vent about it and blow off steam about it, we're letting that actually control the rest of the day, or maybe even the rest of the week or the month, when we could have just expressed the emotion, validated the emotion, found the lesson, and moved on to create better moments. Now is a new moment to create better moments. So anyway, those are the 3 daily practices. Hey guys, I see there's some people hopping on here as I'm closing out. This is going to go on the Magnify Maggie YouTube channel. So go ahead and catch that once it is posted. You can catch it from the beginning. I have some really good examples, some really good mindset perspectives and resources there for you. So thank you. Lots of love. Good to see you guys here. I will talk to you soon. We'll be streaming again tomorrow. Stay posted. Make sure you turn on notifications for the YouTube channel so that you know I'm typically scheduling the morning of, so I know when to let you guys know to hop on. Just fitting this in between the client calls and the content and the marketing and all that stuff today. So that'll be kind of similar tomorrow, probably towards the afternoon tomorrow. But tap those notifications and make sure you're subscribed so that you get those notifications and know when we're meeting tomorrow for day 10 of Sober October. Let me know if you have any questions, inquiries, if you have any strategies that you want to talk about, if you have any situations that you're coming upon in your Sober October, or maybe you're like sitting on the sidelines, you're like, why should I even try it? We could even talk about that. Let me know so I can kind of curate the experience this October, because I've got full lesson plans, but I'm happy to scratch things off and put something on the agenda that is specific for you. So let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram. I'm at Magnify Maggie. Send me an email. There's links to get a hold of me in the description of these videos. So anyway, make sure that you liked and subscribed and share with a friend. Maybe a friend is with you on this Sober October train. Maybe somebody that you care about that you wish would be taking a Sober October. Give them a helpful nudge. Let them know we're here. No shame. There's no judgment. Pressure-free zone here. Even if you're looking to reintroduce alcohol at some point in your life, especially if you are, you should do it with a strategy, with help, with a good mindset. And that's what I'm here for. I'm Magnify Maggie signing out. Remember, think different in order to drink different or never again. It all goes down in your mind. You are free. You are powerful. Don't ever let your mind tell you any different. Love you.